Hey y'all.
Hi,
Welcome to another episode of Putting Our Business in the Streets. My name's Damia. I'm the mother.
I'm Imani, the daughter.
And happy Saturday. Happy November. Happy start of Christmas season. Almost. I want to give respect to Thanksgiving. And the way we start our podcast every week is Imani on a scale of 1 to 10. How are you feeling today? That sounds like your past guess.
That's what about I'm a 6.
Just a 6 on a Saturday morning? Okay. Why just a 6?
Just going through a lot.
Okay. You care to discuss?
Well, you have to do
Yep.
yours
Okay.
too.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say right now I can be at a 10.
It's great for you. No, like I meant that genuinely.
I woke up this morning. I was able to get out of bed, put both my feet on the floor, be of sound mind and body. So yeah, I'll say I'm a good 10.
I need a Band-Aid.
Going to get my nails done later. I'm excited about that. So
I just came back from getting mine done.
Make me happy. She didn't realize how they're gonna get in the way for the next few weeks, but they're really cute. Are they the same design on each nail?
Yeah, it's just cherries.
Excuse me. Is this
I
called?
have a cut right there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it called something?
3D decals.
3D they are.
This is from me just putting the gel in my hair just now.
Uh,
But yeah, I didn't think about. Well, okay, so I was going to get my nails like this before I went to homecoming. But remember, I canceled the appointment. So when I rescheduled the appointment, I just rescheduled for the same thing, not realizing that now I actually have to do my hair. So
so it's gonna be in the way.
yeah, it'll be fine though. It's not like I haven't gone through it before.
So today's topic, I was listening to a podcast the other day, like I always do. Patty Jackson and the Millennials. Patty Jackson is a disc jockey here in Philadelphia on one of our radio stations.
Why don't you just say DJ?
What'd I say?
A disc jockey.
She's a DJ.
No, I'm really asking though, because when have you ever said disc jockey? Because she said that the other day, and I was like, is that what DJ stands for?
Because I wonder if she says it.
But who says that?
People born before you.
No, I've never heard nobody say disc jockey.
I don't know, but anyway.
You've never said that.
She's a radio personality here in Philly, and she has a podcast. And the question on her podcast the other day was, how do you feel about aging? Or what do you think about aging? Or just how do you feel about aging? The aging topic came about. And she is in her, I think she turned 60 today. But on her podcast, she has, happy birthday, Patty Jackson. She has millennials who are ages 30 something to something. I don't know what the millennial.
Yeah, late 20s, early 30s are millennials.
So they were just asking that question about to everybody. So I thought about it like, how do I feel about aging? So of course then I brought it to you, and I thought it'd be a good topic to have discussion to have today.
So how do you feel about it? Because we didn't talk about you.
So I am 52. Is today the 3rd?
Somebody asked me the other day how old you are, and I had to really think about it. Ever since you turned 50, I've had to like really think about it. You know how I remember?
The year I was born plus 1?
No, you know I don't do math.
Okay.
If I'm 24, you're 53.
Oh, one number behind you.
So you're one number behind me, so.
Because you know how I was, and I do it the other way. So I was born in 71.
You do math. I don't do math.
No. You know I'm 50 something, right?
Yeah, for
I was born in 71. So add 1 to the 1.
2.
So I'm 52.
But what about when you turn 53? What am I adding now? See, you're doing math. Like, no.
So anyway, with me being 50, I lost my train of thought.
You were saying you're 53. How do you feel about aging?
I am 52.
Oh, sorry. You're 52. You were saying you're about to be 53.
Yeah, about to be. Oh, I was saying what's today's date? My birthday's in 2 months.
No, yesterday was the 3rd. Sorry. Today's the 4th.
Oh, well, I'll be 53 in less than 2 months now. And many things come to my mind. So first of all, I'm in that, I forget what the word is called or the phrase that is called, where I'm like in between taking care of you and then also paying attention to my mother as she's getting older. Mm-hmm. I forget what that's called. So I'm not taking care of my mother yet and also taking care of you. But there's a word that is called and a phrase, and I don't remember what it is. So, of course, I'm very keen on watching my mother age now that she's in her mid-70s. So that's one part of aging. But for me specifically, as far as aging is concerned, the first thing that came to my mind was I've always said a prayer throughout my life since you've been born. And my first prayer was, dear God, please let me live long enough to see you graduate 8th grade. Dear God, please let me live long enough to see you graduate high school.
Why didn't you just go for it and say, I just pray
that I live a long time?
Like, why'd you have to do it? Like, why back then you couldn't be like, Lord, let me...
I don't know. That's just what I did.
Because 8th grade, come 9th grade...
I know. Lord, let me live long enough to see you graduate 8th grade. Lord, let me live long enough to see you graduate high school. Now, Lord, let me live long enough to see her graduate college. Now it's, Lord, let me live long enough to see you get married and have children.
Why couldn't you Ben say that, though? That's what I'm
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. That's just how my prayer journey has always been. Mm-hmm. And I guess it was like, oh, God, thank you for letting me live long enough to see her graduate from 8th grade. Now, I guess because they're milestones.
I mean, yeah,
I guess,
but...
in a way.
I've been praying for marriage since I was a kid.
So now it's, dear Lord, let me live long enough to see her get married and have children. Mm-hmm. So that part as a mother is what I think of. Now, just me as...
You're not talking about you, though. Like, how do you feel about aging?
I'm about to say, now, as far as I'm concerned with me, I am... Then this is now where, like, I'm concerned about the will that now I need to redo now that you're grown. These are all parts of me getting older.
Okay, I'm just let you finish.
So I have to now think about the will. Mm-hmm. And I need to redo my will because the will that I had was everything prior to you turning 18. But now that you're over 18, all the language changes and everything changes with that. Then I have to think about my medical history. Like right now, I'm 52, proud to say not on any medication. So I pride myself on that. So now that makes me think I got to continue to try to eat right. I got to continue to continue working out. Let my exercises keep going so that I can continue not to be on anybody's medication. But then at the same time, I'm faced with some medical questions in my head because I look at my mother's medical journey and now I wonder if my medical journey is going to be the same thing as I'm getting older.
But my mom was pretty healthy. I just feel like with age, you're just not going to be... Like, I feel like just... I don't think you always end up on medication because you did something wrong necessarily. Like, right. I think just with age, you're just going to need like a booster because, you're just getting older. Yeah, I get that. Like osteoporosis is something that happens. It's just like it happens with your bones. And you need to take calcium because your bones start to become brittle and you need calcium to help keep your bones strong and stuff like that. But when it comes to like diabetes or high blood pressure, I think those are things that you can control. So I don't want to have to... For the most part.
I'm assuming you can control. I think some of it is also genetics. And hereditary. But the way it's going right now, it's not something that could naturally happen to me. I would have to do something wrong in order for it to happen, if that makes sense. I'm assuming. So I just want to make sure I stay that way. But as far as aging is concerned, it's something else I think about. You know how my mom's like, I'm 74 and I could just say what I want to say. I want to get to that point one day. I'm however old and I just want to, say what I want to say. But then also, too, at the same time, getting older, I'm looking forward to retirement. I don't know what that looks like or what age that looks like. And just getting up and just doing what I want to do when I want to do it because I don't have to worry about going to work. But that's 10, 15 years down the road. But again, things to just think of. And so that's how I look at.
But are you scared to age?
Oh, okay. That's question. No, I'm not. I'm not scared to age only because I don't feel my age. now. Like, I don't feel 52.
Like, mentally, where do you feel? Like, how old do you think you are?
20.
All right. Everybody that's 50 think they 20 still.
No, and only because, you know how I used for a long time now, I've been saying, like, I feel like I'm not an adult.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say I feel like I'm 20.
I don't feel like an adult either, so.
So I'm like, I don't know how I feel. Because I can't even say, like, I can't say my body feels like it's 50 because I don't know what a 50-year-old body is supposed to feel like.
Do you, but like,
no one knows what
I was
50-year-old
watching,
body.
I forget what podcast I was watching, but they were like, how old do you feel mentally?
Mm-hmm.
How old do you feel physically,
mm-hmm.
emotionally, and
mm-hmm.
like spiritually, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody gave like different answers. They were like in their 30s, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, mentally, they feel whatever. I know, like, spiritually, they was like, I feel like I'm 70. They was like, I'm just old. Like, I just be wanting to go home. I be yelling at people, like, all this other stuff. Then somebody was like, spiritually, they felt like they were, like, only 6 years old because that was the last time they were, like, heavily in the church or really felt like they had a relationship with God, so.
No, I would say, if I had to answer those questions, physically, I could probably say I feel like I'm 52. But
is that just, like, looks wise or like how you feel?
How I feel. Like, I have an ache in this leg from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
I have and I come back, it coincides with mentally, because sometimes I'm like, why am I so tired? Or why does my leg hurt? Or why does my this hurt? Why do my knees hurt? My job.
Mm-hmm.
Me working out. My job. I am 52. Getting up and down off that floor.
Mm-hmm.
Walking the miles that I walk. Being in the gym like I'm trying to be. All of that takes a toll. What time I get up in the morning.
Yeah.
My days are long. And then on top of that, you know, I'm carrying cases of water. You know, like stuff like that. Like, yeah, girl, you doing all that and you are 52.
Mm-hmm.
So you should have some aches and pains.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. Because you think you can do all of that. But sometimes you probably shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm 52.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of different. It's just like with my mom. I'd be like, girl, if you don't sit your butt down. But she's like, just because I'm 74 don't mean I need to sit down. You know what I mean? But then respectfully, I think, but mom, you shouldn't be carrying that case of water. I should be carrying it because I'm standing here.
Yeah.
But I know how to carry a case of water. Because I think then it makes her feel old. And that's not how she wants to be looked upon.
Mm-hmm.
Seen as. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was the other one? Physically, emotionally. Spiritually, I think I've always been spiritual. So I guess I'm my right age. And what's the other one? Physical, emotionally. That's probably where I say I feel like I'm very immature.
In what way?
Because I just don't feel like I'm growing.
You're what?
I don't feel like I'm adulting. Adulting.
But what do you mean? So what do you think of when you think of emotionally then?
Emotionally, when I'm down on myself, like, girl, why does your body hurt? Why are you so tired? Why? It's because physically I'm doing a lot.
But I'm saying, why would that be immature though?
Oh, I'm sorry. That was mentally. Emotionally, I'm like, I don't know. I just don't feel like, I don't know, like I'm not a real adult.
But what does that have to do with emotion? Like, I don't see the correlation.
Because I think if I felt like a real adult, I would feel like my emotions weren't crazy.
So what are your emotions?
That I should have more and further along in life than I am. I don't know.
But is that emotion or is that just money? Like,
no, I think that's
like when I think of emotionally, I think of like emotions like happy, sad, angry. Like that's why I'm like, what do you mean?
Oh, I see.
By emotion.
Nolly.
Like, what is your definition?
Emotion is, I don't even know if I have emotion right now.
Because obviously I know there's a difference between mentally and emotionally, but I feel like they coincide.
They do. Because your mental yeah, I agree.
So I get confused a little bit as to how you can differentiate the two. Because I just think of like how emotionally available are you? Are you emotionally mature? Do you handle your emotions well? Do you not handle them well? Like, that's what I think of.
Oh, I think I handle my emotions well.
So then why do you think you're immature with your emotions?
Now I gotta rethink all that. Forget all that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I think I mixed them all up.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, we need to actually establish what we mean. So what do you mean by mentally? Like, just your brain? How mature it is?
Right. And how I think of things.
Okay. Then emotionally is what?
How I feel about things.
Okay.
Okay, so go back to the question.
Physical is just how you feel.
Right.
Like, physically. Like, there's no other way to really put it. And then spiritually, you know.
So emotionally, do I feel my age?
Or what age do you feel emotionally?
Oh, what? 52.
Okay. So then what age do you feel mentally?
20.
Okay.
Because then I'm saying I don't feel like a real adult.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah.
That makes sense now?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for breaking that down. Apologize for the confusion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you're not scared of age, though?
You're
okay with aging?
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay with dying?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Great. That's great for you.
What was the first thing you asked?
Are you scared
to die?
Scared to age.
To age. No, I'm not scared to age. And here's why also, too, because I feel as though, you know how I've been saying lately that you keep me young.
Mm-hmm.
You yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because you keep me in tune with pop culture. You keep me in tune with fashion trends. You keep me in tune with beauty tips. You keep me in tune with that kind of thing. So I feel like, so if that mentally, that's why I feel 23.
Well, I don't feel 23, so.
So yeah, like that. Like I feel like I'm in the know because of you. So that's why I can say emotionally I feel.
You mean mentally?
Mentally I feel 20, whatever. Yeah.
In your 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm but I'm not.
But then it's like, but is that a good thing or a bad thing? Like, should you feel your age mentally?
Or maybe I can say because I can relate. Because then I can go to work with the counterparts who are my age and still participate in that conversation and still understand the conversations that they are having as midlife women.
So maybe
I'm in both worlds.
Physically, no, you say you feel your age physically. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. So maybe I should say I have the best of both worlds.
Excuse me, yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I am.
Like Hannah Montana.
Sure. So no, and am I afraid of dying? No, because I'm not afraid to die because I know I'm saved and I know I'm going to heaven and everything like that.
But of course you don't want to die.
I don't want to die because I would not want to leave you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I had to die,
knock on wood.
Knock on wood. Jesus keep me close.
Right.
Not that close to take me just
hypothetical.
Yet.
I mean, it's going to happen.
I've raised you and I've done what I needed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just meant like on a spiritual level, like you're okay with dying.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I am. But Lord, don't take me anytime soon.
Yeah. He knows.
He knows my heart. Yeah. So yeah, that's how that's where I am.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to share? How do you feel about aging? Or even just aging. So even when I came to you and was like, Imani, how do you feel about aging? Like, where does your mind first go to at 23?
My mind first went to when I was 21 and I couldn't believe, well, when I turned 22 and I couldn't believe I wasn't 21 anymore. Because I was explaining to my mom that, you know, you always like 16's a milestone birthday, 18's a milestone birthday, 21, and then after 21 it's just like, okay, like now you're kind of supposed to be an adult, so now you just live life. So it was like a little depressing, especially since, you know, you just are hard on yourself for no reason. Like at that age, like you're thinking about the future. Like I don't have this job. I don't have my own place. I don't have a car. But it's like that's okay. Like you don't have to have everything figured out at 21. Like nobody does. Even if you do have those things, that don't mean like mentally you're okay or like spiritually or whatever. So nobody's gonna have everything figured out at 21. But I just think that, well, I don't live in the moment, so I just felt like life was just flying by, and it didn't really hit me until I wasn't 21 anymore, basically. So I'm not really scared to age now. I just felt like life was moving too fast.
When you were 21?
I think, period. I'm not afraid to age, and I don't think I was actually afraid to age. I just felt like life was moving too fast. And it's going faster. Like, reality is moving faster than the reality in my head.
Okay.
Basically.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So, how is life moving too fast? Are you able to answer that? Or why do you think it's moving too fast? Or what does it look like that it's moving too fast? What's moving too fast?
Everything happens so fast. Like, I just felt like I was just in middle school, and now I'm a whole college graduate. Like, that's crazy to me. And also because, like, college specifically is something, at least for me, I've looked up to for so long. And then the moment just came and went. And then on top of that, I was home for a year and a half. So.
Because of COVID.
Yeah. So, that's why I feel that way. You know how you look forward to something all your life, then it comes, and then just as fast as it came is as fast as it went?
Yeah.
And now it's just like, well, now what am I supposed to do with my life? Like, I think also just not being in school ever again is also, like, I've been in school all my life. What do y'all expect me to do now?
Yeah, and I think that's because, so school pretty much told you how your life was going to be.
Not even just school.
That makes sense. Because you knew you had to get up. You had to go to school. You had to come home. You had to do your homework. You had to be a good kid.
I mean, I was definitely very routine, I feel like, as a kid. Because, like you said, I would go to school, have practice, go to dance, come home, do homework, and repeat it all over again. And I was always in a sport or activity. So it was always go to school, activity, sleep. Go to school, activity, sleep. Like literally every day for 18 years of your life. Well, not 18, more like
20,
give or take a few.
Right.
No, like, because you don't start school till you're 5.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I got it.
So, you know, but yeah. So it's like, then you get to college and it's like, okay, college is still great because now you do have, it's not as, I mean, it's still routine, like, but you know, you get to make up your own classes, make up your own schedules, which is good because it kind of gives you a sense of freedom, which can be good or bad depending on who you are. But it's still like I knew what I was doing. Like, I'm still in school. I'm going to go to class. I'm going to go to dance. And then I'm going to do it all over again, you know? So it was like, again, routine. And then the moment you graduate, that's just all done. And now everybody expects for you to just figure out the rest of your life.
Right.
I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Like... And then, especially if you don't get a job right after college, then that plays even more of a part because now you're really like, okay, well, because I even thought about going back to school because all I know is school.
Right.
But I don't want to go back to school. I don't like school like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, so I
still would go back, but that's a different story for a different day.
The way these student loan debts is...
That's why I said the only way I would go back is if I got a full ride or like I'm not paying.
Right.
Like I need scholarship or a full ride or my job to pay, like something. Like I'm not paying for that myself. So, but at the same time, I'm not dying to go to school.
Right.
Like it would just be something to do in my pastime. Like I'm a little older, but I just feel like at that point, if I'm where I want to be, I don't want to go back to school.
So, if you tie it into aging, did you think, oh my gosh, school is over. What am I supposed to do with my life? Oh my God, I'm about to die.
Not I'm about to die, but it was just,
excuse me.
Bless you, what am I supposed to do with my life? Also, given that I didn't come out with a job, so it's like, what am I supposed to do? Because they don't really, I mean, like... I don't feel like school really preps you for life. Like, they don't.
Yeah, I agree. We can have a whole discussion on that.
Yeah, so it was just like, you're lost. You're lost, literally.
Right, but to stay on the topic of aging, how did that tie into aging?
School?
Or just you graduating and now you're like, now what? So, like, are you afraid?
I didn't feel like I was dying, but I felt like my life was over. Because I'm like, what am I supposed to do?
So now that you have... So now you do realize that now that you're, as you become an adult, now it's get up, go to work, come home, family, go to bed, and do it all over again.
I don't have family. But I already get up, go to work, come back, do it again.
Right,
like,
that's
I
it.
do that.
That's life.
That don't sound depressing to you?
It does, but it's all in how you make it.
No, but I understand that, but I didn't have that right away.
Yeah.
Like, if I came out of school with a job, okay, cool. I'm back in a routine like I was used to.
Right.
I understand that that's now, you're about to just work for the rest of your life. But still, just because you're like, I had a job, was I happy? No. Right. It was part-time. Wasn't making that much money. Right. Don't have a car. I'm traveling, walking. It's dark outside. It's cold outside. Who wants to live a life like that? That's miserable. Right. And I tried to look at the bright side, but at the same time, now I'm like, okay, so then what did I get my degree for? Because then it starts making you think about that type of stuff. Like, I mean, granted, it's working out now. But in the moment, when you don't get a job right away and you're constantly being told no, it just makes you question, like...
So did it make you feel like... No, so I just want to stay on task of the aging part. So did it make you feel like, oh, I don't want to get older. I want to stay 15 and in school for the rest of my life?
Not high school, but college, yeah.
But I would understand with college because you kind of want to do over because I don't think you got the full 4-year experience.
I had a good experience though. Like, I had 2.5. A little more, over 2.5. Yeah. But I just say 3 because the semester was basically over anyway. Like, I'm grateful that I was able to go back my senior year. If I wasn't able to do that, I think, like, I feel for people who couldn't go back once COVID happened. Because, like, my class was the first class to have a graduation after COVID, like, actual. Because they've had graduations, but, they were virtual. Yeah. But we were the first class to actually
have it in person.
Everybody
be there.
Everybody's there.
So how do you feel about aging now? So how do you feel about aging?
Aging is fine. I just want to feel my age. And I don't feel like I'm 23.
So how do you feel physically?
I mean, I feel young. But then I look at because I know I'm 23. But other people, when they look at me, they don't think I'm 23. So then it does play a part in, like, my mental.
So you feel 23?
I mean, I know I'm 23. I don't know if I necessarily feel 23. Like, maybe, like, I always keep saying I feel like I'm 19 because once COVID happened, I just feel like everything just happened. Like, I was home, I went back, I graduated, and now here I am. Right. So I always say I feel like I'm just stuck in 2019, and in 2019, I was 19.
So do you feel that now with you getting a new job,
finally, like the internship? Yeah.
Do you now feel like your course is changing? Do you feel a change is coming on?
Yeah, and I think that's also what makes me emotional because change can be scary. Yes. Even though even good change can be scary. Yes. Because I was saying I didn't feel like I fit in that room the other day. But now that's just going to push me to hopefully make me feel like, okay, you're 23, you're turning 24 next year. I feel like it's going to make me start to feel like the adult that I actually am.
Right. Because I think you also mentioned yesterday when we were talking about this, about confidence. And I think your confidence was shattered for a long time, for the last 2 years almost, because you couldn't find employment. So then it makes you doubt yourself. Yeah. So that took a toll on your confidence. So now I think...
Yeah, but my confidence is with how I look. I mean, that's...
Also, and you probably... I'm sure you had to think like your ability. Right.
But my confidence, when I think about it, I'm worried about how I look when I step outside to other people.
So like in the boardroom, quote unquote.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean?
You like, mean like walking into
no.
professionally?
No, just period. Like when I walk outside,
you want people to look at you as an adult.
Yeah, and they don't. Which I get.
But you can't.
Because if I don't look like something, I can't fault you for that.
Right.
So that's why, like, I'm not as insecure about it as I used to.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Okay.
But still, it's just like, dang, like, no matter how hard I try, it never works. Well, it doesn't. It may not work.
Well, I think that's just a mental thing you have to change, yeah. Which is a work in progress.
I know everything that's wrong with me. I'm very aware.
Okay.
Yeah. I literally talk to myself. I have nobody but myself to talk about it to.
And this therapist we're going to look for.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, all I had, like, obviously you were there, but, like, it was just me. Like, I didn't have a sibling. When I'm in my room at night, it's just me. So who else do y'all think I'm talking to? Me.
But you have talked about this with friends.
No. I talked about it with them yesterday because I made a tweet on Twitter and I was like, I made a joke out of it, but I was like, Nami about to cry out in public at dinner. And Egypt saw it, so she texted me. And then I was like, dang. Because then I don't be wanting to talk about it. So I'm like, I shouldn't have said nothing. But also on Twitter, like, I have, like, barely any followers on Twitter. So I don't think, I mean, obviously me and my friends interact on Twitter, but I just go on Twitter to tweet just to get it out. And then I'll just go about my day. Not because I'm seeking help or want somebody to notice it and reach out to me. Because then if you reach out to me about it, I'd be like, dang, I don't really want to talk about it.
Okay, so here's my thought on that.
I know what you're going to say. Because I know the way it sounds is... I know how it sounds, but I'm telling you, it really is not that. Like, I'm not putting it out there for help. Because I don't go to the internet every time I'm going through something and post about it. I made a joke about it because I realized it's kind of what I do. So I was like, yeah, I just said that. But I didn't think anybody... Because most times, I'm also used to people not checking up on me. So normally, I can just go and say something and nobody's going to react to it. So, and that was fine. I mean, it's fine, but it's not fine. It's not fine, but that's just what I'm used to. So I'm okay with it. Yeah. But, so yeah, so I only talked about it with her yesterday because she had asked me because she saw my tweet. Yeah. What?
So obviously you wanted somebody to see it. That's why you put it out there.
No, I thought it was funny.
Okay.
Because why was I about to cry at dinner? That's embarrassing.
Because it's not embarrassing.
If I
it's
wanted
just
somebody
not embarrassing. It just wasn't where you would have wanted the tears to flow.
Which is embarrassing.
Okay. I don't think it has to be embarrassing.
And there was a crowded restaurant last night.
And nobody would have noticed because of all the craziness that was happening at the booth across from us. No, because I
also didn't break down crying. Like tears, like I stopped myself from actually crying. So, yeah, that's why.
So
I don't do that every time.
No, I'm
saying I don't go and make a tweet every time I'm going to do something.
Do you know why in that moment it hit you?
Because I never talked about it.
And you still didn't, and still haven't.
What?
What did you say? Had never talked about the confidence part of it?
No, I never talked about how I would what I was telling you last night. I had never verbalized it to anyone else.
Okay.
Well, period. It's just been in my head. Like I haven't wrote it down. So that those were realizations I literally came to this week. Like the day I mentioned it to you, I thought about it the night before. So
and that too, because it's coming off of how you felt at the conference the other day,
right?
Because of the thoughts there,
and it just made me realize, like I've done it. Okay, I feel like we need to explain further. I was telling my mom that I feel like I disassociate a lot, which basically, in Imani's terms, means that you're not in tune with reality, right?
That's what you said.
But we looked at the definition yesterday.
Oh, yeah. And continuity of something.
It said, basically, you're not in tune with your emotions, the world around you, your surroundings, your environment, people. So that's why I say reality, just to sum it up.
Dissociation.
Dissociation is the word, but you can...
The disconnection or separation of something from something else, or the state of being disconnected.
I don't like that definition. That's confusing.
That's not what we said last night?
Look up That is
something, because but then it said like the continuity of something. Yeah, it did say something. I like
different. The one from yesterday. I mean, that's what it is, but they said of something, like, you're confusing me. Okay. Like, definitions be too like, clearly I'm looking up the definition because I don't understand what the word means. Mm-hmm. I hate when you look up the definition and now you gotta look up the definition of the definition. Mm-hmm. Here it is. Dissociation, a disconnection and lack of continuity between thoughts, memories, surroundings, actions, and identity. Mm-hmm. Reality. Right. That's why I just sum it up like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, because I had all these pictures of
But you can disassociate from different things. Like, you can disassociate just from, like, yourself. You can disassociate from your surroundings. Like, it doesn't have to be every single one. Like, it could just be your memories. It could just be your actions.
Gotcha. And which do you feel like you disconnect from?
Like, everything. That's why I say reality. Not all at one time, but I experience all of that. So I just feel like I'm just disconnected from reality. But I'm thinking
all of that is going to change now that you are moving in a new direction and changes are coming.
I mean,
changes are coming. Go to Tamla Man.
It might, but...
Mm-hmm. Because for me, I don't like to hear that.
I mean, nobody wants...
Right.
It's not a good thing to feel that way.
Mm-hmm. As a parent, I wouldn't want to hear that. Not that I don't want you to ever say it to me again, mm-hmm. or have a conversation if you need to.
But then I don't realize it until I'm out of it. Like, when it's happening, it's just happening.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying that to say something.
I'm saying what made you feel like that in that moment?
Because you had said I only realized I felt that way because of the conference.
Oh, mm-hmm.
And then that was true, because then afterwards is when... Because I always heard the word.
Mm-hmm.
Because, we have words for everything now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then the other day I was like, I wonder what that actually means. Because I kind of understood it, kind of didn't. So I was like, let me actually look it up. And then I felt like that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So, there was a reason why I was saying that, but yeah.
We were talking about the tears you almost had, and you were like, let me tell you why, like, set up what was happening last night that this conversation came up.
Yeah, I talked about that, and I talked about imposter syndrome. But I feel like everybody experiences that.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, that was because of the other day.
Is imposter syndrome where, like...
Just look it up.
For a long time, people thought, like, I had it so much going on, not knowing that I literally have, like, not even $1 in the bank. Is that like imposter syndrome?
Is like with yourself. Like,
I act like I got it going on, but I really don't.
To me, it's you are telling yourself you don't fit in or belong somewhere when the whole time you do.
Oh, I had it the reverse.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But you can just double check to be sure. But that's what I think it means.
The persistent inability to believe that one's success is deserved or has been legitimately achieved as a result of one's own efforts or skills.
That makes sense to you?
The first half is believing that your success is not deserved. Mm-hmm. And that's how you felt the other day in the conference.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I think we all deserve...
But I feel like people can make you... Like, although you feel that way about yourself, people can make you feel that way. But then it's up to you to realize, like, mm-hmm. But
I do
who are you to make me feel that way?
Correct.
So
it's like you, with your insecurity about the way you look, you may think I look 13 and don't deserve to be here, but I'm damn near 24 and I deserve to be in all these spaces.
Yeah, but that just sounds embarrassing. Like, I'm a whole adult and y'all think I'm a kid. That is embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing. It's life. It's not embarrassing. You want to know why it's embarrassing? Because it's not something that you can control. You can't control how you look. So that can't be embarrassing. That is how God made you.
I know. And that's what I tell myself. But that don't take away from how I feel.
Right. So you have to change your mentality.
And
that's where it comes back to being confident and all of that stuff. So I think it's going to come.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I know it will, but...
Yeah, but you also then have to change your wording. So it's not like probably will come. It is going to come. You have to then speak in the positive and speak in the affirmative that you are going to go overcome this. And your mind is going to change. Because you know this is how God made you. And you can't change or be mad at how God created you. And it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started reading this book last night. I've been had the book, and I started reading it. I bought the book earlier this year. Started reading it earlier in the year and then stopped. But it's called Battlefield of the Mind by, I think her name is Joyce Meyer. And basically it just talks about how you have to, in order to live a better life, you have to change the way you think. But she does it from a biblical perspective. So, yeah. Started reading it again last night.
Auntie Nat would be all over this conversation.
This would be great for her. Because she's the perfect person,
perfect person who speaks in the positive all the time.
That
and affirmations and manifestations and all of that.
I admire
she would
that.
have you completely changed right now in this moment.
I admire that about her. No, seriously.
Yes.
Because I wish, I believe I'm going to be like that, but I wish I could be like that, now. But it's hard to change your mindset.
Your insecurity about your height and how
it's just
you feel that everybody looks at you as a kid goes back to my conversation about weight insecurity and how I used to feel as though everybody just looked at me as the fat mom in the group.
But you were always the biggest out of the group?
I don't know if I may have been, but that's just how I saw it.
It's valid.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have so much of a problem because I'm short, but then I also do look young in the face. So it's like a double whammy. But if I was taller, I don't think I would have been as insecure because I think I'm pretty. Like, it's not that I don't like how I look. It's really my height.
Don't say think, because in the last video you said you know you pretty. So don't say think.
Well, I'm saying, like, that's what I meant. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. How do you feel about dying?
I used to be scared of dying. I wouldn't say I'm not scared of dying, but I try to tell myself that you shouldn't be because you're going to go to heaven. And like, as a believer in Christ, you're not supposed to be scared of dying if you know that you're going to heaven and you'll be with God eternally. But the thought is just scary. So
you want to live life.
Yeah, but even me knowing, like, and actually believing that I'm going to go to heaven, it's just like, dang, like, you never come back to earth. Like, when you sit and think about it, it gets a little to be alive.
Yeah. And then how do you feel about aging itself? Like, how do you feel about turning 25, then turning 30, then turning 35, then turning 40, then turning 45?
I don't really feel no way about it.
Okay.
When I turn 25, I want to go out, either plan a big party or go out of the country. So.
When what?
Either plan a big party.
At what age?
25.
Oh, yeah.
Or go out the country. So, I don't know. Well, I look forward to getting older just because now that the school part of my life is over, I now look forward to finding my husband, getting married, having kids. Like, I want that out of life. So, just waiting for my husband to come find me. Yeah.
All All right, y'all. I think this would be a good place for us to end this. You feel good? Anything else need to be said?
No.
Okay. And on that note, thank you so much for watching and listening. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And look for us on all...
Oh, sorry. Yeah. And follow us on all social media platforms at Business Streets Pod, which is really just Instagram and TikTok. That's all we have. And YouTube, but if you're on YouTube, then... No, because our YouTube is putting our business in the streets.
Right.
Instagram and TikTok is at Biz in the Streets Pod. Sorry.
And on the podcast app, it's also putting our business in the street.
Yeah. Just, yeah.
But even if you type
social media platforms is at Business Streets Pod.
Right.
YouTube and streaming platforms putting our business in the streets. There you go.
Wherever you're watching or listening, keep watching and listening.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.